Well, good evening, laddies, lasses and lasses, and welcome to The Click. And remember, you smell amazing today, and especially you, Edward. Oh my god, Edward, I can smell you from over here. Yes, indeed, Edward, your aroma is unmistakable. So anyway, today, everyone, we're gonna do something absolutely beautiful. That is right, we are gonna look at r/FacePalm, one of the most beautiful subreddits out there. I love the plot twist, the beautiful things, and we also get to feel really smart while watching it together. Enjoy. Mwah. I kind of like this. It's cool, right? I can be like, Heck yes. If you owned an 18+ theme park, what attractions would you put in? Nothing special, just normal rides. It's just nice not to have children around. So we're not going for like big PP roller coaster. Oh, what a travesty. But in reality, yeah, it would be really nice. It would reduce the lines so much. I have this really nice anecdote about theme parks. So way back in the day, we're talking like 20 years ago, one of my family members was part of a company that used to rent a theme park for an entire like first part of the day for a couple of hours. So there was no one in the park for like a good few hours, apart from the people that were part of the company. It was amazing. I was like running in circles around the roller coaster. I made everyone else incredibly nauseous because they could not put up with it to the same extent I could. Absolute amateurs! A lawyer is dead after failing to remove his firearm while accompanying his mother during an MRI. Staff asked him to remove all metal objects before entering the room due to the device's powerful magnetic field. The machine yanked the weapon from his waistband, caused it to go off, and shoot him in the stomach. That is so sad. And why would you bring it in there? What situation could possibly happen in an MRA room where you need a rifle? What? But Click, everyone knows a rifle doesn't have any metal parts, it's just plastic and freedom. Oh, yes indeed, sorry, my bad. Okay, so we got protesters spreading oil on the street and also slipping in it themselves. Yeah, this doesn't seem dangerous at all. You're basically spreading really slippery things on a road where cars go fast and might have to brake for either pedestrians or other cars. This is not how you do protesting. This is just how you are a complete butthole and endanger other people. There's actually an interesting thing. I'm not sure if it was confirmed or not, but I remember reading something about some of the more outlandish or unlikable protesters that had to do with environmental causes were actually funded by entities who were against the cause itself, which is kind of interesting. So you would have people on the opposing side that would go in and fund the most unlikable and extreme parts of the opposition. It's a pretty nasty strategy, but I'm not really surprised if it does happen, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if this falls in a similar category, because this kind of stuff is not going to win over anyone. Can you imagine that? Oh my god, environmental activist pour oil on street, kills family of 4 because they can't brake their car. Wow, isn't that just a good cause? Gonna get so many people on board. Like you're hurting the cause. You're just being a complete moron. Finland ended homelessness. They provide a small apartment and counseling with no preconditions. 4 out of 5 people make their way back into a stable life, and guess what? It was cheaper than allowing homelessness to continue. Good luck trying to be a billionaire over there. Okay, let's bring a little bit of reality check here. You, dear person, just chatting on Twitter like a little brainoid, you are way closer to being homeless than you are to being a billionaire. So goes for like most people in the world. This is a good thing. How many billionaires are there in Finland? 7 billionaires. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a small Nordic country. I rest my case. So even if you want to make that argument, they also exist. Like, God, one does not cancel out the other. Stop, please, stop.
The customer is always right. The customer is always right.
Customer just ripped off a freaking display off of the actual surface to ask us where this was. It was located right underneath it.
Oh my god! I think the best saying I've had about this is the customer isn't always right, the customer is right in what they want. You know, if the customer tries to describe to you what they're looking for, that's what they're right about. The customer isn't a better expert than the people in the store, that's never the case, this is BS. How will the masses know we're worshipping Satan? Easy, we're going to put a pentagram on your devil's suit. Look at that devil's suit and a little pentagram on the belt. Are we really back to like the 90s, 70s satanic panic? Is that really where we're at now? This is amazing. When are they gonna go back to claiming that like Dungeons and Dragons is some kind of satanic cult? Like, oh, it's a red dress. It must be Satine. Oh my god. I'm just waiting for them to have like a Santa Claus panic instead. Can you imagine this evil red man giving presents to children? Outrageous.
Let's take you, for example, and me, and we both pull up and we go to your girl. Odds are I'm gonna take that. If you compared me to you, you're not gonna win that. So the next time you think that your girl's on lock, I got the keys to the castle, motherfucker.
Holy dude, this is so pathetic. Holy crap, dude. This is basically what like a 15-year-old kid thinks a player is, whose personality is nothing but money. It's like, come on, what are you doing? It's like, oh my god, I have a car. What? Who are you trying to date? Are you serious? Nothing like flexing on your fans online, telling I'll steal your girl when you're like... That's so funny. Don't stop making content. It's amazing to laugh at. In case anyone was wondering just how bonkers Republicans are, in the state of Tennessee, they're trying to ban a book about seahorses, claiming it normalizes gender fluidity and the idea that males can get pregnant. This is where we are, folks. But that's the case, though. That's how seahorses work. Are you just gonna remove an accurate book about an animal because it's not like what's the point? What's the point? Are we like gonna remove the facts about frogs now because frogs can change gender and that kind of stuff just because you're afraid of what political discourse frogs will bring to the table? They're making the frogs gay. Man, this is wild. This is wild. It's seahorses, man. It's seahorses. Andrew Tet. I saw my reflection today and I barely recognize myself. A long beard, a full head of hair, and the stresses of battle shown on my face. But then I looked into my eyes and I recognized myself completely. They cannot break me. This is like what you know, a 15-year-old would write on Facebook 10 years ago when they try to be deep and they try to like talk about their struggles, but in reality the struggle is like a high school breakup. This... what?
When you go to your first glass Skywalk, but then everyone starts jumping to see if the glass will break or if we will all fall 918 feet.
I think TikTok has just created like a modern version of Darwinism. This is kind of wild.
Are you actually Russian?
Yes.
Wow. Do you have like a thick accent?
Not really. I've been told I have an accent, but it's hard to identify.
Do you currently live in Russia?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Why are you surprised?
Because most people around the world moved to the US.
Lamau? No. Most people around the world live in their homelands. Where did you get this stat from? There are like, what is it? 340, 350 million people in the US? Something like that? There are more than 350 million people in the entire world. Are you kidding me? Never trust the internet to do math, man. I have never been so severely disappointed as I am when I try to understand math online. It is absolutely atrocious.
Listen to me.
I don't think so.
3 o'clock, all the marks off everywhere, or else you get your notice in.
Oh, this is the landlord being a complete poo.
You're not coming in.
I've just seen what's outside, so I'm coming in.
Right, well, what's outside is outside, but you're not coming in.
This is my house.
No, but we pay rent.
I know you pay rent.
I don't think you can do that.
What do you mean it's not enough? It's plenty.
But paying rent is not enough. They're literally paying for the thing you're offering. That is literally enough.
Right?
Have you made an appointment?
On the windows. I don't need to make an appointment. This is my house.
Of course you have to. You can't just barge into it.
Yeah, but we
Are you
have
serious?
rent as well.
You're renting off me.
I don't think this is legal.
Just go and get a lawyer or something.
Right,
I mean,
go on,
you
just
try
go
and
on,
find
go
out.
on, just go on, do your checks, do your checks.
There's all over there.
What?
That's
just don't like it.
awful. Can't.
Are
Wow.
you gonna let me go over there and examine all the marks on it? Yeah?
Come on, it's
In
okay,
my
it's
house.
okay, it's okay, let him, go on, go on, go
You
on.
go and do it. You go and do it.
This landlord let himself into his tenant's home to threaten them over some Christmas
What?
decorations.
Look.
That's it?
That has just fallen off and it's left a mark already on the window.
Where?
Oh.
It's left a mark there and I can
What?
see it from
Oh,
the
that-
outside.
that'd be the
I can
glass
see
cleaner will just
what's
get-
going on. I'm
that's
not
not-
happy.
Okay, so it's not even, I mean, it's not gonna be damage. Here's the thing, I studied some material stuff, and to scratch something, you need something that is a harder thing, right? You can try this at home with like a metal, for example, and a piece of sharp glass. You will think like, oh, the metal cuts glass because it's more resistant, but the glass is actually harder, so the glass can scratch the metal, but not the other way around. That's how it works. So to be able to actually scratch a window like you're describing, you would need an insanely hard substance. Not Christmas decorations, they're not gonna scratch the window. Come on now. It sounds more to me like there's a bit of smudge on the window, and he's making a super big deal about it, and also like busting into a house where he doesn't live. Doesn't give you the right. What the hell? According to this, Mr. Humbug just committed the crime of harassment. Unfortunately, it is not a police matter, but more of a take-you-to-court matter. And that's expensive and dragged out, and also creates a whole lot of conflict. It's very nasty. But yeah, like what he's doing is most likely not legal. I would be very surprised if you could just bust in at any time. Like imagine your landlord just busting in the middle of the night, and you're just being naked with your partner. Like that's not legal. Come on. So here is a protective helmet.
0 stars, can't see through, 0 visibility. Disappointed with the misrepresentation. The way how it looks on Amazon compared to reality. You can't see through this at all. I am returning this immediately.
1 star, don't buy. You can't even see out the shield. This is a total misrepresentation.
1 star, useless, can't even see through it. 1 star, cannot go through the plastic, cannot see anything through plastic. Obviously I got one of the defective ones, just like the other reviews you see here. Update, replacement mask was still faulty. Will not order a third, save yourself the hassle.
After protective film is removed, look at that stuff. I'm just waiting for this to be a trend with like television sets where you buy a new television screen and you be like, oh my god, why is it so weird and blurry? But they didn't even remove the plastic. At least they're not trying to like watch it through the carton, I guess, but I wouldn't be surprised at this point, man. A man just flicked me off, I can't stop crying. My mom is going to find him, ha 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 ha.
Hard, but I was literally just driving home from babysitting, and I was going the speed limit, and then he literally just goes like this to me, and I was like,
okay.
What? I'm so mean and like uncalled for, and I don't know why I'm so upset.
Alright, don't get me wrong, the guy in the other car, if the story is accurate, sounds like a butthole, right? It's like you don't flip people off just for no reason, it's rude, but at the same time, the reaction is so just over the top. And like the mother going away to chase him down in their own car is vigilante style, like Jesus Christ. The world is full of mean people who will do rude things, and I think there is a balance between like people should act with respect, but I don't know, if it gets to you to this extent, I think you should talk to someone about it, because I don't think it's gonna be healthy, and you will bump into more people that do similar things in the future, sadly. I mean, obviously I wouldn't want people to flip people off in traffic. I've had it happen too, and of course it's like annoying, but you know, there are more important things to worry about. Talk to someone if it bothers you this much. I think that's very important.
If you're wearing a mask, why would you care if I am not? Your mask works, right?
If you're sober, why would you care if I was driving drunk? Your seatbelt and airbags work, right? So silly. It's like, it's multiplicative, right? Nothing in the world, or almost nothing, is 100%. It's always multiplicative. If you decrease the spread of a disease by a certain percent by wearing a mask, then of course if both wear a mask, then it's multiplicatively better. It's not that hard.
She's a 10, but she doesn't shave.
A 1.
She's a 1?
Yeah, she's not a traditional woman, bro. She's a gross feminist monster that the left has created. She probably supports BLM, Biden.
Oh.
You name it, bro.
From just a small question, we found out so much about him.
Isn't that funny though? Sometimes by asking someone a question, you can find out more about the person that is answering the question than what the question is actually about. That is amazing. I don't think you thought about that. Oh my god, they have to shave. I mean, this kind of stuff, honestly, man, it's so ridiculous. Like, if you prefer something in the relationship you're in, talk to your partner about it, and then be ready to reciprocate between the two of you. Like, one way isn't wrong or right, it's just a matter of what you want in your relationship and what you and your partner agree about. Why do you make it like a black and white issue? It's such a non-thing. God. I think he spends way too much time on specific forums online and listening to certain, a little too influential people that don't have the best values. Yikes.
Yeast infection during prego? I am 24 weeks, help please. A garlic clove with some cuts in it and a string tied around it. Coat it with some lube or coconut oil and stick it on up.
Oh dear God, what?
Depending on the severity, it could take a couple of days for repeated use.
How long can I leave it up there? I'm getting like slightly nauseous from doing this. Please don't do this at home. This is absolutely what the heck. Please no.
I switched mine every 12
hours or so. So I would have one in during the day and then replace it at night. Hey, you like garlic bread, right? How about some garlic clam? Oh, isn't that just so healthy? I really don't get it. What's with like garlic and potatoes that these people think have some like holy healing abilities? It's wild. It's just a garlic. Now, to be fair, I do believe garlic have some like antioxidants or something like that. It can help a bit for like certain things if you drink it or something. I don't know. It's like one of those old-fashioned home remedies, but like take it with a grain of salt. It's not gonna magically cure yeast infection or like cancer or something. It's a garlic. Okay, so they're just... Wait, what are they doing? Wait, no. No. Are they gathering like oil and sauce from a garbage? No, and bring it into their restaurant? No way, what the hell? I remember reading something like this, and apparently it's an illegal thing in certain countries where they will go out back and collect like oil that has gathered in organic trash and use it for the restaurant. It's like called illegal trash oil or something like that. It's... Oh my god. Oh, I hope at least it's warm so it's like disinfected, but Jesus Christ, man. This is not what we mean by wholesome recycling. Come on now. Each large muscle group of a bodybuilder represents a language he did not learn, a poem he didn't read, a fun fact he never memorized. Thucydides said that the society that separates its scholars from its warriors will have its thinking done by cowards and its fighting by fools. However, you appear to be both a fool and a coward. That's a little bit of a burn, isn't it? I'm also gonna go out on a limb here and say that the person who wrote this tweet does neither have a bodybuilding body, nor have they learned like 15 languages. I'm just gonna put that out there, probably safe to say. The war is fake! Ukraine, look at this building. This was February 2022, and this February 2023 is the same building! As a person who lives 5 minutes away from that building, 1, yes, it got hit. Don't remember the date because I wasn't in the country, but probably summer or a bit earlier. Update, it was February. 2, both photos are real, so are dates. The building got repaired before winter 2022. Updates for the ones, here's an image photo taken today, and here's the photo of the building being repaired. You hear that, everyone? War isn't real. Buildings can't actually be repaired. It is an impossibility. Must be that everything is faked. That is so much more believable than just like a construction team coming by real quick. No, that's not a pretty normal explanation. No? Oh, it's your puppy. It's your puppy. I like her puppies. Okay, she's running. She's running. Oh, running this way. Oh, she's trying to close the... Wait, she's trying to keep it open? Or she tries to get the dog into the car? I don't get... Okay, what's she doing? She's trying to stop the gate? That's not gonna work. She just got herself stuck by the gate? What was it? What? This whole video is so confusing. What the hell? A co-worker got his lunch stolen, and they have agreed to let him watch the security camera tape. This is the most excited I have ever been at any job, ever. Ever! Oh, yes, indeed. Sorry, getting carried away. The lunch in question was shrimp fried rice, which means this escalates from a misdemeanor to felony, no doubt. Case facts. Lunch was in fridge for less than an hour before it vanished. No shrimp smell remnants in the microwave or kitchen area. This was a professional hit, no doubt. Holy poo! He's back, and watch the tape. He knows who did it. I have never been so deeply invested in the story as I is right now. This is amazing. As I is right now? Good grammar, click. I'm proud of myself. So the man whose lunch was stolen sits across from me. The person who stole his lunch sits right next to me. She left for the day before the investigation started. She knew something was up. She dipped for the town immediately. According to the video, this psychopath didn't even eat the food. She took it out of the fridge and threw and buried it in the trash. Her motives remain completely unknown. In lieu of what we saw on the tape, he has decided not to press the matter anymore. I can't say I blame him. We don't know what this woman is fully capable of. I think the situation goes deeper than you first think. Something smells a little fishy. I have to do that every time I do a pun now. Is that gonna be a new tradition? Oh, it's so good, man. Someone stole fried rice out of the refrigerator. What an ice cool criminal. Oh. Dear God. Points to clarify, he bought the shrimp fried rice around 11:30 a.m. carry-out and put it in the fridge to chill until he takes lunch at noon. So she had exactly 30 minutes window of time to do what she did. There was no intention of microwaving the food. Update. Okay, so when the dude watched the video with HR, they asked, what do you want to do about it? He told them he was solely interested in who did it and that he didn't want to be responsible for someone getting fired. After charges were dropped, HR sent a company-wide email about stealing other people's lunches. She is scheduled to arrive at work in 20 minutes. My blood is on cocaine. I am so excited to see this. This is gonna be amazing. She has walked into the room, and the room is dead silent. Dead effing silent. Yes, there is palpable explosive energy pulsating through everyone but her. From the moment she walked in, I've just been staring at her, watching her open her email, and now she clicked on the HR email. Holy frickin' frick, strap in. Here we go. I can't move. I simply cannot move. Anything could happen right now. After seeing the HR email, she says out loud,
Wow, someone stole a lunch? Who would do something like that?
I may have to run out of this room. After she said that, Shrimp Guy responds, well, yeah, it's not okay to throw someone's food away. And we're all about to start screaming. This shite's about to get crazier. After he says that, she goes,
Oh, it was your lunch?
Beat! She continues,
Well, why would you go to HR about that?
She has simultaneously denied her involvement and called the guy who saved her job a snitch. Dude just sighed and went back to work after she said what she said. She looks frighteningly calm. I'll keep updating if anything else occurs, but all I can say is that everyone in the office, from the janitor to the founder, knows what she did. She now carries an invisible scarlet letter. This is real. This is happening. We know who did it, but we don't know why. It's a post-production company, so we're in fact open today. She's been sitting 3 feet from me this whole time. Unbeknownst to the guy and the woman, I just ordered 3 shrimp fried rice plate for lunch, and we'll be hand-delivering them. She took the fried rice from me with a big smile on her face. She's eating it and loving it. This is utter ruthlessness.
Oh my god, I love shrimp fried rice.
The thief! They could make a movie out of this. Should we make a movie out of this? I think we should make a movie out of this. The shrimp thief. That's small crimes because shrimp are like, oh, that's funny.
I'm saying don't let your daughter show her ass cheeks around my 4-year-old son.
What? This woman started an argument with another woman because she didn't like her daughter's swimsuit.
She's a 13-year-old kid, and I don't want her showing her ass around my son that's 4 years old.
Okay, she's wearing a swimsuit.
What kind of mother are you to let your daughter wear a thong and show her ass cheeks around a 4-year-old
She's wearing a swimsuit.
She's wearing a f***ing thong.
She's wearing a
Why are your ass
swimsuit.
cheeks hanging out? Is that a swimsuit?
Yes, it's a swimsuit. Okay, that's your problem and your son's problem. So take your son and
Why
go
do you keep
somewhere.
Oh god.
It's my problem. It's gonna be your problem right away.
Okay.
Your video's gonna do anything.
I think we've seen enough of this absolute atrocity. What on earth are you talking about? Like, a 4-year-old kid. You know, a 4-year-old kid doesn't look at bodies the same way a person who is, adult and has those kind of thoughts do. I remember back when I was a kid, at our local beach or like with family friends and stuff, the kids used to run around butt naked. No, they didn't give a crap. It's children. They don't see the world the same way. And then you're also trying to do this twisted thing where you're controlling what a girl wears on the... I don't know, it's so weird. It's so weird. And the insinuation is so uncomfortable. It's so... Why would you pick this fight, lady? It's so weird. You're not winning this. God.
Babe, a lot of emojis.
Yeah, babe?
I love you.
I love you too, baby. What is going on?
Babe, I really want to go to the Bay concert. It's in July and pre-sale for tickets. You don't have to get me a V-Day gift or a B-Day gift. I just want to see Beyonce, please. Here it is and all the pictures and stuff.
Come on now. We agreed to not spend money on entertainment until we save enough for our house. We've been saving 10 months. Can't do it, babe. Sorry. I mean, that seems like a pretty reasonable response if you're saving money together for a house and you've agreed upon it before this. Like, yeah, that's not too strange.
I am begging you. She doesn't do concerts often. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. This would really make me happy, babe. Please.
You told me last year an engagement would really make you happy. I did that. Then you said a house would really make you happy. We made a deal to not waste money on stuff like that. Her tickets start at $600 for nosebleed without taxes and fees. We can't do it. Once we get this house, we can have fun. Stay focused, babe.
So it's a no? When the tickets go on sale, they won't last long. She'll be sold out in hours. I am begging and you're still saying no?
Well, lady, to be honest, the person who's like breaking the agreement and your plan you did with your partner is you. It's you. You're the little rascal breaking the agreement. Cease. No. Stay on course, babe. We will talk about this later. I love you.
Wait, some of that money is mine though. I know I gave you at least $1,000 towards the house fund.
But it's your fund together. That you're saving together. What?
I gave you at least $1,000 towards the house fund. Please give my money and I'll pay it back later.
Are you serious? Tell me you're joking.
I am very serious. When can I pick it up?
You're telling me Beyonce is more important than our dream house we've been saving 10 months for? You contributed $710 to the fund? The rest is me? You promised to be responsible? Okay, let me get this straight. So she's not only contributing a very negligible amount, she's also now asking to take it back because she wants to spontaneously go to a concert? This is not a person you want to plan save a house with. This is no.
I want my money.
Okay, I'll withdraw it today and you can pick it up. The engagement is off. I need a break.
What? So you're breaking up with me for asking for my money? Fine, text me when I can pick it up. Bye.
Well, you see, you're saving for a house together. But if you take this small amount of money, the only money you seem to have contributed for the house out, it's no longer going to be a shared house, right? It's only going to be him paying for it and you just living there for free and just going to concerts instead. But this is not a fair split. What are you talking about? I hope he moved on to someone who's more of a teammate in the relationship. This kind of stuff just seems incredibly exhausting. Right, tipping the landlord.
Go ahead and sign here. It's just going to ask you a couple of questions.
No.
A tip? I'm not tipping my landlord.
Oh no, it's one of these staged videos.
A barista who pours overpriced coffee into a cup, but not the guy who's on call 24/7.
Yeah, landlords don't do that. It's usually pretty minimal effort, man.
Okay, so you'll tip an extra 25% for somebody to carry you a basket of chicken wings, but you won't tip someone who responds for after-hours emergency
Yeah, probably.
calls? Yep. Well, I guess when it's time for your lease renewal, I'm going to make sure gratuity is included in your rent.
Wow.
It's a little tip I learned from two guys take on real estate.
God, this is so bad. I mean, the obvious difference is also this. This depends on countries. Like, I know tipping culture in America is kind of more extreme than it is where I live, for example. But it's also very different because tipping culture, you're talking about a probably minimum wage worker who depends on the tip in the industry they work in to even be able to make rent. You know, it's a completely different thing versus a landlord who owns the freaking property, who's already making money and profit off of you just passively living there. Like, it's not comparable in the least, and I also doubt that you're on call 24/7 to do this kind of service. No, stop, not comparable. Norfolk Southern, the railway company responsible for an apocalyptic plume of gas rose over the East Palestine, Ohio, has offered $25,000 donation to assist the area's nearly 5,000 residents who were ordered to evacuate. A company worth $55 billion offered $5 for each resident that to flee their home due to the disaster it caused. Okay, so the company basically bought like bus tickets for the people who were victims of this. Oh, you have to flee your house? Here's a bus ticket. Wow, generous.
Every young American should spend 2 weeks abroad in a socialist country living amongst the people. They'll gain an appreciation for America very quickly.
I feel like everyone talking like this, especially on places like Twitter, haven't even agreed on like what the definition of socialism is. I don't know if they consider Sweden, for example, a socialist country or not. What's your definition? It's a free market. But we also have, like, for example, free education. Like, what's the definition here? I would say free education is a pretty cool thing. It's pretty nice. I think you should have that. That's a good thing. CrossFit class jogs past a restaurant, and the diners think they're running from something and run too. Oh no! Oh my god! It's not even the restaurant. It's everyone by the cars and everything. They're just booking it. And there are a couple of guys just standing there, what happened, and the rest of the CrossFitters come by and they're like, oh, it's just a workout crew. Like, what? That is so funny, though. But I suppose, yeah, if it looks intense enough, like, people tag along on this kind of thing. It's like when you stand in line and you don't even know what the line is about. But you get in line because you're like, oh, it has to be something cool, right? It's a line. They must be waiting for something. I'll get in line as well. It's kind of a similar kind of psychology, but a bit more in the moment and a bit more survival instinct, I think. Oh my god. They think that women YouTubers can't go to heaven because men do the self-naughties over them. This is crazy. Rubbed one out for them. Now no one is going to heaven. I love this. I love this.
I remember that I have no kids to take to school. Just another day.
Nothing more pathetic than the coping done by a childless woman pushing 50. She could have kids and still doing basically whatever she wants with her life today. Kids aren't toddlers forever. She could have had her freedom and a family instead, so die alone.
That seems awfully aggressive. People can be happy with or without kids. It all depends on what you want to do with your life. As an example, I have an aunt that doesn't have children, but she lives an amazing life and she's like socializing with people. The funny thing, when she was like 80, she volunteered at the local elderly home. And the funny thing is that the people in the elderly home were younger than she was because she's such a power lady. She was like, oh my god, these poor elderly people. And she was like a 60-year-old taking care of 70-year-olds. It was the best thing ever. I mean, to be fair, both happiness and misery, if you will, isn't exclusive to one single thing. You can be miserable with a family. You can be miserable alone. You can be happy with a family. You can be happy alone. It depends on what you do with your life, what fits for you, and what you want to do with it. That's all that matters. I don't get this like super aggression towards people that choose to simply live a life that doesn't align with what you would want yourself. That sounds like a really boring world. Like, come on now, people want different things. That is perfectly fine. Okay, here we got a glass. Oh, it's pasta. Oh. And then there's parmesan on the top. Okay. Half of it is outside the plate. That's like the weirdest thing to present a pasta dish I've ever seen. It just looks like a pile of slimy stuff, and then the cheese just... This isn't good. Why does Jesus need an ad? Like, I think we know about him at this point. Ah, just what Jesus always wanted. A $20 million Super Bowl commercial. It's like the scripture says. Focus on advertising and promotion to clean up the fact that you aren't helping the poor and are mean to trans kids. Oh, God. Oh, that's so sad. And also, like, charity and goodwill as, like, a whole publicity stunt is such a weird concept. I think it was also the Super Bowl that ended up spending, I think it was $100,000 towards a clean water charity, and then they spent, like, $5 million on advertising the fact that they had donated money. That is absolutely bonkers. They spent 50 times the money just to advertise, like, hey, we did the good thing, than they did on actually doing the good thing. That completely blows my mind, but I suppose charity is like a good marketing thing in either case. I just wish it was the other way around, you know? 5 million to the charity, 100K on the marketing saying you did something for charity. That's more reasonable, maybe? I don't know. It's weird. Strong man plus fat women equals perfection. No, ironically, the ideal couple have these physical types, and here are a couple of pictures. The ideal couple is two individuals who are romantically involved because they like each other. Oh! So simple, but so beautiful. That's not even the body of a strongman. More like a male model / stripper or something. Yeah, indeed. They didn't even get the body types right. What an amazing post. Oh, heck yeah. Look at that train. It's really... Oh, that's sad. Oh, no. No, the whole thing. Oh, no. Well, you thought you were gonna have to wait for the train to pass to get to the other side of the road. Now... you have to wait for someone to make it over there and move the whole thing. You thought you were gonna be stuck for 2 minutes? Try like 2 hours. Oh, God. Well, it looks like this situation was really chugging along. Well, this one completely derailed, if I may say so myself. Do puns really work when they're like literal? Like it's train puns about a train? Does it still work? A feminist cafe that charged 18% more to men disappears due to lack of customers. A feminist cafe in Sydney, Australia, aimed at vegan lesbians that created controversy to establish a tax on men, charging them 18% more, will close this Sunday. I mean, you can say what you will about the underlying message of it. It's a little bit cringe. I'm not sure if I care so much myself, but it's not a surprise that it doesn't go well business-wise. Like, you're appealing to a niche of a niche, while also alienating like half of the population at the same time. It's not a business model that will necessarily work. Don't get me wrong, niches can work for sure, but I think this is not the way to go about it.
Keanu Reeves would totally poo himself if anyone actually tried to kill him, let alone thousands of evil hitmen. He's just a makeup-wearing salesman, and what he's selling are lies. Violence isn't smexy, death isn't easy, and karma won't get you. Keanu, try selling truth.
Wait here a second. You decided today to wake up and go to Twitter to accuse an actor who plays fictional characters of not spreading the truth? Okay, so all the movies are lies then, I guess. Are you gonna go raging on Lord of the Rings next? Like, what's the point? What's the point? You're arguing about someone whose profession is to, like, tell stories. He's not literally a soldier. What? This journalist pretends to be drunk to show how often women are sexually harassed. Oh, that is so sad. Oh. Especially when you pretend to be drunk. Like, that's a very vulnerable state. It's not even like out on a regular street in broad daylight, everyone is sober and stuff. It's not even that. This is really creepy. Because these are people that literally go after someone who is in a vulnerable state. That is horrible.
I'm going home.
She's doing like a bit of a Hansen thing with this, like cameras and films and stuff. So it's like Chris Hansen style, but instead of like the big bad P, it's with creeps that prey on drunk people.
So why have you followed me here? Why have you followed me into my hotel room?
You just insisted and just followed someone to the room? Oh god, dude. What the heck?
No, I don't. Why? I want you to leave now. No, I don't want to give you a kiss. Please leave.
You know, if you follow someone into an hotel room, being creepy, without them actually consenting or saying it's okay, and then you say sorry, 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 and then you double down and try to be like, oh, come on, there, baby, give Papa a kiss. It's like the sorry doesn't mean anything if you keep doing it. The frick? Not that it's enough to begin with. That is, yeah, take a D. Jesus Christ, that's so bad. That is so bad. Oh my god. I think I've told the anecdote once before in a video, but I had a time when I was going home from a party, this was a few years ago, and there was a girl on the same public transport as me. And I was going towards my station, and, you know, it was the end of the line, luckily. And this girl was getting increasingly what I thought was drunk, and she basically passed out by the time we reached the station. So, you know, I helped her off the train, because otherwise she would most likely be locked in a garage or something like that. And I got her off, and I realized that she's not drunk. She's like phasing in and out of consciousness in a really weird way. She's kind of coherent in a very scary way, but can't respond. It's obvious that this is not alcohol. I've dealt with many people who are way too drunk before, you know, back in uni days and that kind of stuff. This was not it. I called an ambulance that had her picked up, and I hope they took good care of her. I don't actually know what happened, but, you know, she was stable, she got taken care of, so I think everything worked out fine. But stuff like this happens. It's really scary. And it's horrible that it does happen so often that it does. It's really creepy. This reminds me so much of a man who followed me home from a bus station. Keep in mind it was broad daylight and I never said a word to him. I was actually on the phone with my mom as I was walking to my building. I had seen him look at me on the bus, but I didn't think much of it. I was alone in the elevator with this man when I realized he was following me. He hadn't chosen a floor and I knew he didn't live on my floor. When I got out of the elevator, I stood there waiting for him to go instead of walking to my door. He just kind of stood and looked at me. I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I want to come with you." I said, "What?" He said, "I thought you wanted me to come with you." I told him he had to leave. He did the same, sorry, but stood in the elevator pretending to leave and waiting to see which door I went to. I didn't go to my door. I stood there with my fist beside a neighbor's door, ready to knock as loud as possible, and said, "You need to leave right now, you don't live here." Eventually, he left. Horrifying experience, and I don't take public transit anymore. I hate to think of what might have happened if I hadn't noticed he was following me until I got to my door. That is horrifying. That is so horrifying. I'm so happy this person managed to see it and managed to confront it. And also, like, I suppose it didn't get the neighbors involved, but like the threat was there. Like, there are gonna be more people around than just the two of you. But that is so horrible. That is so horrible. These kind of people are so disgusting, man. Let's see, we're just taking off a little shirt here. Oh, yes, indeed, boy. Oh. Oh my. Well, everything rises in the morning, if you know what I mean. That is a bit of a hairy situation. Oh my. I mean, at least they're laughing and having fun about it. I mean, they're gonna joke about that later. That's very sweet, though. That's the way to deal with it. Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed having you here. And also you're absolutely amazing and you smell good. Thank you so much for being here today, you beautiful beings. So let me know what you think about the new camera setup thing. I'm still kind of figuring it out, but I think it's kind of fun to mess around with. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care. Mwah.